Anyone who's worked in tech knows that feeling of staring down a high stakes certification exam. But today we're looking at one that seems particularly intense, the F5 101 certification. It's basically the entry ticket to becoming a big administrator. You've got just 90 minutes to tackle 80 questions. And with a $180 price tag, you really want to make sure you hit that 245 passing score on the first try.
Exactly. And the pace is what really gets people. It's not a test of what you know. It's a 6, 7 second per question sprint. You have just over a minute per question. So it's less like a deep academic dive and more like a high intensity drill on your networking fundamentals. It separates the hobbyists from the certified pros.
Got it. So the pressure is definitely on. But to beat the clock, you have to know exactly what's going to be on that screen. That brings us to the actual meat of the exam.
Right. The syllabus covers a huge range of topics. It starts with the basics like IP addressing and VLANs, but quickly moves into the complexities of SSL, TLS handshakes, and the OSI model. It also includes practical maintenance tasks like system health checks and troubleshooting common HTTP errors.
That sounds like a wide net.
It is, and a lot of people make the mistake of focusing only on the F5 product manuals. But the reality is, if you don't have a rock solid understanding of foundational concepts, you're going to struggle. I mean, if you don't understand how a basic TCP handshake works, you're going to be completely lost when the exam asks you a scenario based question about an application delivery controller.
That makes sense. It's like trying to be a car mechanic without knowing how an internal combustion engine works.
Precisely. And here's the aha moment for most people. F5 calls this application delivery, but what it's really about is application reliability.
Interesting. So you're saying it's the difference between just making sure a website is up versus making sure it can actually handle 10,000 users at once without crashing?
Exactly. The exam tests if you understand the mechanics of that reliability. It's drilling you on the how and why behind the traffic, which means knowing your ICMP, your DNS, and your high availability concepts inside and out. You can't manage the traffic if you don't understand the road.
It's clearly a lot of ground to cover. So if you're staring at this massive syllabus, what's the actual tactical plan to get that pass result?
The best approach is a multi-pronged one. First, you have to leverage the free resources. The F5 University is an excellent starting point for online training courses. Then, get active in the F5 forums to connect with people who've already passed. But the most critical part is hitting the mock exams and hitting them hard
Why are the mock exams so important?
because they simulate the pressure cooker. It's one thing to know the material, but it's another to recall it and apply it under that 90-minute clock. The mock exams are where you identify your weak zones, whether that's with local traffic manager or global traffic manager. And honestly, it's better to realize you've forgotten the difference between a VPN and an NTP protocol during practice than during the $180 real thing.
That's a great point. It sounds like the resources are out there if you're willing to put in the work. So, to wrap this up, what are the absolute must haves for someone's study checklist?
Sure, I'd boil it down to 4 key things. First, respect the 6-7 second rule. Time management is everything. If you're stuck on a question, skip it and come back. Second, master the fundamentals. That means OSI model, TCP, IP, and SSL, TLS. Foundation first, F5 specific second. Third, leverage the free resources like F5 University. They cover the core technologies you need to know. And finally, simulation is king. Mock exams are the only way to accurately test your readiness and get comfortable with that passing score threshold.